question. Is more information about postpartum better or worse? So I've been having this conversation with some clients lately. I think the best example are moms that maybe they have kids that are early elementary school age. So maybe, kindergarten, first, second, but then they also have a little one. And so that spread isn't just bang, bang, bang. And so they might have done something like run or CrossFit in pregnancy for their first. We didn't have a lot of information then. We weren't, modifying things, or there wasn't social media as much now as there, then as there was now. And so what they found is that first kid, not a lot of information, didn't know much, tried to do better on subsequent pregnancies. And then an interesting thing happened, and that thing was that they got to their most recent pregnancy postpartum. There's a lot more information, and instead of just going back, they're actually scared because they don't want to do it wrong. So we have this really interesting experience of they've done postpartum several times. There is actually more information now, and you would think, oh, well, that's more supportive. They know more now. They're experienced moms. It's actually frozen them into, okay, I don't know what to do because I don't want to do the wrong thing. So my question is this, is having access to information actually better or not? We didn't know any better then. People just did what they were going to do, but was that such a bad thing? And if you've been around me any amount of time, you know that the answer is going to be it depends, right? I've seen circumstances where maybe they could have benefited from a little bit more modifications during pregnancy with CrossFit or running, or maybe some things that were warning signs because they had issues later on. But then again, you have these moms that they haven't ever really had issues, but now that's all we're talking about, because 7 years ago we weren't. Even 9 years ago, I can tell you that. And definitely not 12 years ago. My son just had his birthday and we weren't talking about any of this. So, if we didn't have that information then, they just went about their merry way, didn't have issues, are being educated of all these issues now, but they don't have them, but they're still scared. So I think it honestly truly depends. And it's so hard. I think it's actually even harder if you're a mom that you don't necessarily have the obvious symptoms of leakage or prolapse or pelvic pain or abdominal separation. If it's not obvious, I think it's actually really harder, because it's hard to say in the moment, what's going to be the long-term, repercussions of having, maybe not found deep abdominals right off the bat or after a couple of pregnancies. And the thing is, honestly, we don't know, because we're just starting to look at this stuff now. So I would love to know from you guys what your thoughts are. Does more information necessarily mean better outcomes? Or is there a part of our population, a part of moms that it's actually scaring the crap out of them and holding them back? And I spend, a good portion of my day, giving you and granting permission to go back and do what you're doing. Let's just put a filter over it. So if you're a mom and you've gotten a little more scared or a little gun shy, with subsequent pregnancies, hop into my DMs, let me know. If you guys are watching now, if you've experienced that, or even if you're a postpartum professional, have you noticed this? Have you noticed many more moms coming in that may not necessarily have issues, but they're kind of stuck because they don't want to do the wrong thing? I'd be curious to see. I'm guessing I'm not the only one noticing this. So let me know what you think. Hop in the DMs, hop in the comments. I'd love to see.